One of the main threats to world safety is the misuse by terrorists of chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear materials. The town of Maastricht has hosted this international exercise in helping authorities understand how to deal with threats of this kind. Here at the Maastricht Exhibition and Conference Centre, they're holding a special exercise to deal with just this kind of eventuality. Here at the Maastricht Exhibition and Conference Centre, they're holding a special tabletop exercise to plan for just this kind of incident. Now, I've just been inside to take a look, and what I've got to explain to you is that many of the delegates are from the security services, and so much of their discussion has to be in secret. And this means that we're limited in exactly what we can report. However, what I can tell you is it's what's called a tabletop simulation exercise. And I can also tell you that there are over 50 delegates here from countries ranging from Australia to Zambia, and every continent is represented except Antarctica. It's a very interactive exercise with groups representing nuclear security, cybersecurity, police, forensics and others, all discussing a realistic incident and deciding how they would deal with it were it ever to happen.
The overall purpose is for nations who are here to learn from each other, to learn collaboratively, and bring all the information and all the experience they have gained through going through the exercise, going through the scenario, bring back to their home countries. Mm-hmm. Those exercises were part of our CBRNE program. So each year, starting from 2009, we have organized an international exercise, again part of our CBRNE program. Well, dealing with the CBRN issues and also dealing with the improvised explosives, it's an international threat, it's an international risk, it's an international item. So not only you have to deal with it on a national basis, but you have to also seek for collaboration and cooperation at the international scale.
Explain to us how the exercise works, please.
This is a tabletop exercise, so that means that it's a paper exercise. However, we deal with a lot of IT equipment and support also. So no real action. It's based upon a scenario, a real scenario, but which could happen in practice. But again, it's dealt with completely internally. People on the street, at the street, are never seen anything. It's for the experts behind desk and doing their thing on the international scale. Well, if governments and all entities dealing with nuclear security are doing well, also in case when there is an incident or potential incident, a threat, the people in the street won't notice anything. But that's the good part of it, because being successful in prevention, that's the name of the game. If those countries, if those entities in those countries are doing well nationally and internationally, in other words, they perform in a good and solid way, we can be successful in preventing bad things to happen. So, and everything what can be prevented in this case is really a benefit. Oh, yes, we do. Again, this is a high impact issue, perhaps a low probability, but again, a high impact. So everything we can do, and we are successful in doing so, to prevent those things to happen, real incidents on radiological nuclear incidents, that's a great benefit. And at the end of the day, we're saving a lot of money in being successful. We don't have real life experience, and we are very glad not having that experience. On the other hand, we do have a lot of experience in thinking over scenarios, in exercises, in trying to do our best to prevent incidents.
Being a member of the CBRN national team and head of that body in Liberia, it's my duty to be part of a global initiative meant to address issues related to chemical, biological, and radioactive nuclear. Meet up with all of them, but I believe that one thing I will achieve will be the system of information sharing, main players in the system, and the theoretical framework of intelligence sharing and collaboration. Well, I think if we look at the world becoming a global village, information sharing, knowing the key players and knowing how to disseminate such information is vital for intercepting surprises. So I think it is the most potent thing to do at this point in time. You see, we serve as ambassadors for the little corners of the world where we come from. And I think that being part of this initiative and registering my presence is like the president of my country being representing the country somewhere. So I think it has some diplomatic connotation. It has some sense of belonging to the global community, which I think is, to me, is a wonderful place and time to be in the system. Yes, now the benefit is there are lessons learned to be, lessons will be learned to be replicated back home. For instance, looking at the role play, the setting, the drama, and the seriousness towards cyber crimes, towards illicit transportation of nuclear activities, things that might not be taken so seriously, especially with our borders in West Africa, which are so porous. I believe that there's a lesson to be learned, and it will be useful in a presentation back home to the national team.
Yeah, you know, in my country, I'm head of Radiation Protection Board. And so I look at safety issues and security issues with regard to radioactive and nuclear materials in the whole of the country. While interaction, I like to interact with fellow professionals and other expertise, and to see how we can coordinate issues when matter of nuclear terrorism occurs. Well, we're looking at situational analysis and to see how some of these activities breed to the full-blown activity of terrorism, because they start small, but then they grow and grow until the big bang, comes around. Definitely, there's a lot of information sharing. And so we're able to see how other people would approach issues and all they plan to do. And maybe we can borrow a leaf, or they can borrow a leaf from us, because we also have plans that we like to share with friendly nations. Nobody wants this to happen. But as they say, there are the good boys and the bad boys. While the bad boys are planning, the good boys must plan too. Otherwise, we'll be caught with our pants down.
And for Serbia, it's important to be here and take the best practices of EU, of course, on the first place, and use that best practices in Serbia at the moment. We take new experience and bring with us to home. Why is it important? Because we are in the middle, not in the middle, in the beginning of negotiation process with EU, of course. And for example, I am a member of working group for Chapter 24, and we have some acquis who is necessary to involve in our legislative. And for example, CBRN EU action plan is most important acquis for Serbia at the moment, and this is another thing. And of course, we are in the middle of different COE projects. At the moment, Serbia was involved in 11 different projects. One of those projects include some exercise as this one, and this is very important to pick up some knowledge and share that knowledge in my country. And you know, we must be in some kind of connection, of course, and this is most important. So connection with bilateral with some countries, and of course in cooperation with international organizations is most important thing. I hope so that in the future we will have another exercise, because we must fight together against terrorism, of course, and we must be in some kind of connection or network. This is most important thing.
I've actually come here to the centre of Maastricht to reflect on the exercise and to think back on it. And there's a well-known saying in Latin actually, but I'll translate it. If you want peace, prepare for war. Because what we've seen in this exercise is a game, but played very seriously indeed. The players play their real-life roles, but based around an imaginary but realistic scenario. And these are senior representatives of government agencies, these kind of people who need to rehearse this in case it really happens. They work together to play out this scenario. And they get little bits of information fed in. I've seen this done in different exercises. Different things are given to them, different information. And the focus on the whole thing is preventing any kind of terrorism if and when it happens. The outcome of all of this is that the agencies within a particular country should work better together and know each other's roles better. And at the same time, cross-border cooperation should be better as well. Decision-making and trust should be improved. So hopefully that's the outcome of Atomic 2014. Okay? Ready to go? Okay. I've come here to the centre of Maastricht at the end of the exercise to reflect on it and to think of the lessons learned. Now, there's a famous saying which says, if you want peace, prepare for war. And in a sense, that's what they've been doing at Atomic 2014, because they've been running a game, but a very serious game indeed, to see how they should prepare for the war against terrorism. What happens is that they have the real-life people, police, emergency services, nuclear safety, all those kind of people, playing their real-life roles in a game where they get information fed into them and they have to react to this. So that's how it runs on. And then they have to play out the scenarios and see where they go, what they do with it. And the emphasis is on preventing terrorism, on being ready in case things happen. And the outcome of all of this is hopefully, certainly within the country, better cooperation between the different services, but also across the borders as well, so that, for example, the centres of excellence know each other, can work better together, because all of them pray that the kind of incident they're rehearsing never happens for real. Yeah.
We're going to have some trouble now.
I'm saying we can't say anything. Quick, get the policeman. Sorry. That's it.
You click this door,
Yeah.
and the feet goes here. Look.
Okay.
Oh no, stop.
Is it all sort of different people doing different things? They're not, sorry, we're not hearing what you said. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly, that's right.
I don't know, it's Windows.
Right. Oh, and there's the public communication. It's really well. I will not say anything that I shouldn't. I want to. Yeah, yeah. I love to say.
Yeah, don't overtake me. Second.
Your English will be perfect at the end when you go home. Did you? Yeah. Yeah. Mais là-bas peut-être. Oui. Ok, fine. Je vais prendre moi. Oui. Ok, merci bien. Oh, it was pleased to see you. Maastricht has played host to an international exercise. Host to an international exercise for. Pas regarder le soutien-gorge là-bas. We need to buy ice cream. Yes, yeah. Now I thought we would swim. Do you want your micro? It's a good umbrella.
Okay.
Wow. Bueno, sí. It's a good. Huh?
See. Oh, nice.
€100? No more.
No, it's millimeter. 100. I see. Nice. Two guys on bikes.
Zuka. Las he puesto aquí por el plano, ¿eh?
Plan. Light is very beautiful.
No.
It's back, no? Back. It for me is more easy. Back.
Down.
Down. To learn English. More.
We have to learn Spanish.
This street is good for the president. You know, the president. Non, ben, je crois qu'ils sont un enfant très spécial pour qu'ils travaillent à la télévision.